Hey guys, welcome back! Today is the day we finish Lower Town. I am determined that by the end of this episode we are going to have a fully complete, fully decorated and detailed Lower Town, and that is incredibly exciting. But there is still a good amount of work ahead of us before we can call this section done. And the main thing we need to do is our farm and farm shop down here. We've referenced the farm multiple times at this point when talking about the chicken coop in the attic and the hidden farm behind the inn and the bar, so I think it's time we finally build it. So let's get going! Welcome to the farm shop, or well, welcome to the farm I suppose. The shop itself is a little bit empty at the moment, but the farm outside is looking great. So out the back we have a little overhang that's doubling as a tool shed with a bit of workspace, some tools ready to be used and all that good stuff. We also have our trusty farm dogs, making sure no one tries to steal anything and no foxes or other wild animals come and disturb the livestock. I still need to name these guys, so if you have any ideas for names, then please do pop them in a comment. Then on the market side of the farm, we have our crops, and I really like this space. We have some scarecrows and plenty of lighting to make sure everything can grow, but my favourite bit is actually the crops themselves, because these stripes of crops are very satisfying to look at. Especially this corner area, which took me quite a while to get the pattern right, but I love how it came out. Plus, it kind of mimics companion farming, which is a real-life farming technique where different crops all grow next to each other to provide different benefits. Usually it's things like minimizing pests, providing nutrients, offering shade, and that sort of thing. I'm not sure that wheat, potatoes, beetroot, and carrots actually have any benefits to being grown together in real life, but I like the effect. Then, on the other side of the farm, next to the poorer side of town, we have our farm animals with some pigs, sheep, and chickens. We are currently a little bit short on sheep and pigs, and I will definitely breed them up to fill the space out a bit more, but I think I want to wait until we eventually have the golden dandelions. I just think since we're not actually farming these animals, it would be nice to have a permanent mixture of adults and babies to give a bit of variety. We will also definitely have some of the baby chickens because they are absolutely adorable and we 100% need some of them in this area. But all three animals have a little bit of shelter from any bad weather, the pigs have plenty of mud to wallow around in, and overall I am very happy with this whole area. The sheep pen currently feels a little bit emptier as it is a much larger space, but I think once we get some more sheep in, it's going to feel a lot better. But there is one thing that we can make better right now, and that is the interior of our farm shop. We have plenty of space to work with, so let's get the shop up and running. Now that is a bit more like it. But before we actually talk about the interior, I realised that we never actually talked about the building for the farm shop itself. So very briefly, the main thing I wanted from the farm shop was for it to feel like a barn. That's why we've got this slightly curved roof, and also why I went with the red nether brick, because red just always screams barn to me. And then inside, I decided to keep some support beams up the top to help bring that barn feeling into the shop itself, and I think it worked out pretty well. We've also got a brick floor like maybe it used to be an actual working space, and it also feels just a little bit cavernous, which also feels very barn-like. The other benefit of the slightly empty cavernous feeling is that it feels very distant and different from the market outside, which I think is quite important. When I first started building this, my first thought was, why don't they just have a market stall with everyone else? This question, coupled with our established law that the farm shop is a bit on the pricey side, given the hidden farms dotted around, made the decision to make the farm shop a little bit more clean, polished, and just a little bit up itself quite easy. In the end, the farm shop doesn't want to be like everyone else. It wants to be of a higher caliber and is probably trying to aim itself at some of the upper tiers more than it is the locals it should actually be serving. But whoever it's trying to sell to, they have plenty of produce for sale with everything from the farm outside available to purchase. We've got the vegetables, the wool, and of course the meat and eggs. And down the end they've got some bales of hay or wheat which can either be sold if someone needs it, but otherwise it serves as a good backup for the animals outside. But with our farm shop complete, I believe Lower Town is fully done, and that is such a lovely feeling. There's always little milestones in projects that feel a bit more momentous, and finishing our first layer is definitely one of them. And I have to say, I am very happy with how this is going so far. To me, the town feels alive and full of character, and I love that. While I of course still love our end project and our swamp project, this place just feels a bit more dense. There's just so much going on everywhere you look, and I could not be happier. But despite Lower Town being done, there is actually one section of this lowest level that still needs sorting, and that is this. Somehow I don't think this gravelly patch of land is quite the right vibe for directly outside the town gates. So I think this will be the area we are going to tackle next, and oh boy, I am excited and also slightly nervous for this, because we are going to be building a dock, including a ship that's offloading cargo. Yeah, like I said, slightly nervous, also slightly terrified, but very excited to tackle our next challenge. But I think we'll start laying the groundwork next episode. So until then, thank you guys for watching, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!